Assalamu alaikum. My name is Arfa Javed, student of MS Chemistry. The topic that I am going to present is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. First of all, I am going to discuss about the abstract. These articles provide an overview of adsorption process, adsorption isotherms, and Freundlich adsorption isotherm in detail. Adsorption is a fundamental phenomenon that plays a crucial role in various scientific and industrial processes. What is adsorption? Adsorption involves the adherence of molecules or ions onto a surface, typically a solid surface. And the driving forces behind adsorption are van der Waals forces, electrostatic interactions, and chemical bondings. Adsorption isotherm is a mathematical relationship that relates amount of adsorbate on a surface with its equilibrium concentration in the bulk or with equilibrium pressure. The commonly used adsorption isotherms include Langmuir, Freundlich, and Bed isotherm. Now let's move towards introduction. Adsorption is a process in which molecules or ions adhere to a surface of solid or liquid material. This adherence occurs due to attractive forces between the surface and the adsorbate, or we may say between the adsorbate and adsorbent. Adsorption plays a crucial role in processes such as catalysis, water purification, gas separation, and drug delivery. Adsorption is classified into two main types, physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. Physical adsorption involves weak van der Waals forces, while chemical adsorption involves strong chemical bonds between adsorbate and adsorbent. Adsorption isotherm is a graphical representation or mathematical equation that relates amount of adsorbate adsorbed onto the surface with its equilibrium pressure or equilibrium concentration in the surrounding at constant temperature. In simple words, we can say that adsorption isotherm describes how the adsorption capacity of a material changes with concentration or pressure of adsorbate. The commonly used adsorption isotherms are Langmuir, Freundlich, and Bed isotherms. Freundlich adsorption isotherm is one of the earliest and widely used models to describe non-ideal adsorption on heterogeneous surfaces. The basic assumption of Freundlich adsorption isotherm is that it deals with material adsorption on heterogeneous surfaces. Its simplicity and applicability to a wide range of systems make it a widely used model in the field of adsorption studies. Now, what is adsorption? Attachment of particles of a substance on the surface of another substance is called adsorption. The term adsorption was first introduced by Kessler in 1881. When molecules of a substance come in contact with any solid surface, its molecules get attached on it. This process of attachment of molecules is named as absorption. Adsorbate and adsorbent are the basic components of adsorption. What is adsorbate? Adsorbate is the substance which gets attached to the other surface, while adsorbent is the substance on which adsorption takes place. Some people confuse adsorption with absorption. While both of these are different terms, absorption is the penetration of the molecules of a substance into other substance. Examples of adsorption include water molecules that cling to a glass window, adsorption of a gas by activated charcoal, adsorption of dyes like methylene do by charcoal. Examples of absorption are water soaked by paper towels. The absorption of oxygen in water is responsible for the survival of aquatic organisms. When adsorption and absorption take place at the same time, then the process is known as sorption. The dyeing of water fibers is an example of sorption. Some commonly used adsorbents include silica, activated charcoal, alumina, bentonite clay, zeolite, bagasse, and etc. Types of adsorption. There are two main types of adsorption as discussed before, physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. Physical adsorption occurs through van der Waals forces, so it is also known as physiosorption, while chemical adsorption occurs through strong chemical bonding, so it is also known as chemosorption. Physical adsorption is a fast process, while chemical adsorption is a slow process. Physical adsorption is relatively weak adsorption, chemical adsorption is strong adsorption. Physical adsorption has low value of heat of adsorption, while chemical adsorption has high value of heat of adsorption. Physical adsorption is mostly exothermic, while chemical adsorption may be exothermic or endothermic. Physical adsorption is not specific, while chemical adsorption is highly specific. Physical adsorption depends only on the nature of adsorbate, while chemical adsorption depends on the nature of both adsorbate and adsorbent. Physical adsorption is usually multi-layered adsorption, while chemical adsorption is monolayered. Physical adsorption decreases with rise of temperature, while chemical adsorption increases with increase of temperature. Physical adsorption is a reversible process, while chemical adsorption may be reversible or irreversible. Physical adsorption has heat of adsorption less than 40 kJ per mole, while chemical adsorption has heat of adsorption greater than 80 kJ per mole. Examples of physical adsorption include adsorption of oxalic acid on charcoal, and the example of chemical adsorption is hydrogen adsorbed on nickel, iron, and platinum surface. Factors affecting adsorption. There are a number of factors which affect adsorption. The first factor which affects adsorption is surface area. The surface area of adsorbent material significantly impacts adsorption. A large surface area provides more sites for adsorption to occur, increasing the capacity for absorbing molecules or particles for more adsorption. The next factor is surface chemistry. The presence of functional groups, charge distribution, and reactivity of the surface can either enhance or decrease adsorption depending on the nature of adsorbate. The third factor is adsorbate concentration. High concentration often lead to increased adsorption, but there may be a point of saturation where further increase have minimal effect. The next factor is temperature. Temperature affects the adsorption process in two ways. In some cases, high temperature can increase adsorption due to enhanced mobility of molecules, while in other cases, adsorption may be exothermic and high temperature can reduce adsorption. The other factors that affect adsorption is pressure. Increased pressure can lead to more adsorption due to high gas densities, and decrease in pressure leads to desorption. Next factor is pH. The pH of the solution or environment can also influence adsorption. The pH affects its surface charge and the charge of the adsorbate, which can alter adsorption behavior. The next factor is nature of adsorbate. The properties of the adsorbate molecules or particles, such as size, shape, polarity, and reactivity, can strongly influence their ability to adsorb onto a surface. Next factor is time. Since adsorption is a dynamic process and the time allowed for the adsorption to occur can affect the extent of adsorption. And when equilibrium is reached, it means that the rate of adsorption becomes equal to the rate of desorption. The next factor is competition. If multiple species can adsorb on the same surface, competition for adsorption sites can occur. This is particularly important in environmental and biological systems. The other factor is presence of solvents or solutes. The presence of solvents or solutes in the system can impact adsorption. Solvents can compete with the adsorbate for surface sites, and solute can interact with both the adsorbent and adsorbate. The next factor is surface purity. The purity and cleanliness of the adsorbent surface are crucial. Contaminants or impurities on the surface can affect adsorption and lead to undesirable results. Next factor is type of adsorbent. The choice of adsorbent material is critical, as different materials have varying affinities for specific adsorbate. Commonly used adsorbents include activated carbon, zeolite, and various polymers. Now, what is adsorption isotherm? Adsorption of a substance on the surface of another substance can be investigated under various conditions of temperature and pressure. But in most studies, the relation between extent of adsorption and equilibrium pressure has been explored. When a gas starts to adsorb on a surface, initially its rate of desorption depends upon the number of molecules adsorbed. With the increase of number of molecules adsorbed, rate of desorption decreases, and when rate of adsorption becomes equal to the rate of desorption, this state is known as dynamic equilibrium, and the pressure at this state is called equilibrium pressure. So we may define adsorption isotherm as a relation between extent of adsorption and equilibrium pressure at constant temperature. Commonly used adsorption isotherms include Freundlich isotherm, Langmuir isotherm, Temkin isotherm, and Bett isotherm. Each isotherm has its own assumptions and applicability to different types of adsorption systems. Now let's move towards our main topic, which is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. This isotherm was presented in 1909 by Herbert Freundlich. Freundlich adsorption isotherm is an empirical relationship between the quantity of a gas adsorbed onto a solid surface and the gas pressure. The mathematical expression for the Freundlich adsorption isotherm is given, which shows extent of adsorption is directly proportional to the pressure of gas or adsorbate. The graphical representation of Freundlich adsorption isotherm is shown, which shows adsorption increases with the increase of pressure of gas, but after a certain increase in pressure, rate of adsorption becomes constant. This pressure is known as saturation pressure. Why this happens? This is because with the increase of pressure, all the available sites on adsorbent are occupied by gas molecules and no more sites are available for the other gas molecules. So adsorption becomes constant after this point. The above equation of Freundlich adsorption isotherm can be converted into straight line equation by taking log on both sides. According to this equation, log x by m is a linear function of log p, whose slope and intercept are 1 by n and k log k respectively. This plot can be used for the determination of the values of empirical constants n and k. Now, when the value of 1 by n approaches to 0, then x by m becomes independent of pressure, and when value of 1 by n approaches to 1, then extent of absorption becomes a linear function of the pressure of gas. We can say that we have three cases. Initially, when the pressure of the gas is low, then adsorption is directly proportional to the pressure of gas having power 1. When pressure of gas is intermediate, the extent of pressure is directly proportional to the pressure of gas having power 1 by n. When the pressure of gas is very high, the extent of adsorption becomes independent of pressure of gas. Freundlich adsorption isotherm for aqueous solution can be written by replacing P with C, where C is the concentration of adsorbate. This equation also shows that extent of adsorption is directly proportional to the concentration of adsorbate. This equation can be converted into straight line equation by taking log on both sides. Now let's move towards applications of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. The Freundlich adsorption isotherm, due to its simplicity and empirical nature, finds application in various fields. Let us discuss some of them. Adsorption studies. The Freundlich isotherm is frequently used to model and analyze adsorption data in various experimental studies. Researchers employ this isotherm to understand the adsorption behavior of solutes onto solid surfaces. Environmental science. In environmental science, the Freundlich equation is applied to model the adsorption of pollutants such as heavy metals, organic compounds, and dyes onto soil particles, activated carbon, or other adsorbents. Wastewater treatment. The Freundlich isotherm is utilized in the design and optimization of adsorption processes for the removal of contaminants from wastewater. Adsorbents like activated carbon are commonly employed, and the Freundlich equation helps in estimating adsorption capacities and understanding the adsorption mechanisms. The next one is surface characterization. The Freundlich adsorption isotherm can be used to estimate the surface heterogeneity of adsorbents. In catalysis, the Freundlich isotherm can be applied to describe the adsorption of reactants or products onto catalytic surfaces. Pharmaceutical industry. In pharmaceutical industry, the Freundlich adsorption isotherm can be applied to describe the adsorption of drugs onto solid surfaces, such as pharmaceutical excipients or drug delivery carriers. In soil science, the Freundlich adsorption isotherm is used to model the adsorption of nutrients and ions onto soil particles. This information is valuable for understanding nutrient availability to plants and predicting the mobility of ions in the soil. The last one is bioabsorption studies. In studies involving bioabsorption, where living or non-living biomass is used as an adsorbent, the Freundlich equation can be applied to model the adsorption of various substances, including heavy metals and dyes, onto biological materials. Although Freundlich isotherm not captured all the aspects of adsorption behavior, but its simplicity and ease of use make it a valuable tool for preliminary analysis in various applications. Freundlich adsorption isotherm also has some limitations. Let us discuss them. The first limitation of Freundlich isotherm is the assumption of monolayer adsorption. Since Freundlich adsorption isotherm assumes that adsorption occurs on a heterogeneous surface with multi-layers, but in reality this may not always be the case, and some adsorption processes may involve the formation of monolayer. The next limitation is Limited applicability to specific conditions. The Freundlich isotherm is more suitable for heterogeneous surfaces and relatively low concentrations of solute. It may not accurately represent adsorption behavior under conditions such as high solute concentration or when the surface is not heterogeneous. The third one is deviation at high pressure. As we see above, Freundlich adsorption isotherm is only applicable at low pressure. At high pressure and low temperature, a slight curved line is shown which negates a direct relationship. No mechanistic basis. The Freundlich equation lacks a mechanistic basis, meaning it does not provide insights into the underlying processes governing adsorption. It is purely empirical and may not be suitable for understanding the molecular level interactions involved in adsorption. Fifth one is not suitable for all types of adsorbents. The Freundlich isotherm may not be appropriate for certain types of adsorbents or adsorbent systems. It is only applicable to physical adsorption processes and may not accurately describe chemisorption or specific interactions. The last one is limited range of concentration. The Freundlich isotherm may not be suitable for a wide range of concentrations. At very low or very high concentration, deviations from the model predictions may occur. That is why researchers often use a combination of different adsorption isotherm models to better capture the complexities of adsorption processes. In the last, we can say that Freundlich adsorption isotherms stand out as a versatile and widely used model, particularly suitable for systems characterized by heterogeneous surfaces and multi-layer adsorption, because it is the basic assumption of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, multi-layer adsorption on heterogeneous surfaces. As research continues, further developments in adsorption theories and isotherm models will likely to enhance our ability to predict and control adsorption processes for diverse applications in science and industry.